In this video I'm going to show you how to mount the Honda inner support kit into a Honda CTX700N model. Now this is only applicable for the N model because it doesn't have any handrails already pre-installed on it. So to install the inner support kit on your Honda, you need to remove the seat, remove the side fairings, then install the inner support kit brackets and bolt them into the frame, and then remove an access port on the side fairing, and then reinstall it all together. To remove the seat, you will need your key, put it in the lock and pop up the seat. So the inner support kit mounts onto the frame under here. To get to all of these parts, you need to remove this side fairing. Before you put it all back together, you'll need to remove this panel here, so that way you can actually get to the screw mounts to mount your kits inside of that. With my particular setup that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be installing side panniers, and I do not need this bracket in here anymore, so I'll be removing the standard Honda ones to replace them with my saddlebag Shad brackets. The procedure is both the same for the left and right side of the fairings. To remove them, and you'll need to remove both the sides. So the fairing goes along here. So what you'll need to remove on the fairing is under here. So the next bit, you've got to remove this panel from the fairing. So you just keep bolts back in there, safekeeping. Right, so if you only wanted to install the inner support kit, so you could put some handles on the back there or something like that, then you could go ahead and reinstall it. Or if you only had one of those racks and saddlebags, you could reinstall all your cowling and you'd be good to go. Because I'm installing the 3-point mounting brackets for the Shad SH36s, I'll be installing these brackets and taking out these original Honda ones before installing the cowling and putting it all back together. Alright, so this installs in here. To install it, you've got to remove this bracket by removing a nut here and loosening a nut at the back. Alright, to get the other bolt out of there, if you don't want to remove all of this fairing, you can just use a 12mm spanner and undo the bolt from the back. So that's pretty easy to get out that way, and then just get your nut and screw it back on. It's pretty tricky to get that screw out. Alright, the next part is to install the bracket. You could go ahead and remove this bracket if you wanted, but I'm keeping it because it's just an extra handy tie down point for if I've got luggage on the back when I've installed my luggage rack. So that's bolt, washer, washer, nut. And they just go through this hole here. Like so. When you install the nut on this, you don't need to use Loctite because it's got a nylon thread in there. So you just have that nylon thread facing towards the centre of the motorcycle. It'll go in like that. You'll need to use a spanner or a ratchet to hold the nut from the other side, and you'll need a 13mm spanner. So that'll just hold the nut in when you're tightening it up from the front. So there we go, that bracket's in there with just that one nut, and it's really firm and tight. Now we'll just repeat the same steps on this side. It's the same again on this side, we just reinstall the bracket as per the same process using the one bolt and the washers and the nut. Now we've got the brackets and the inner support kit installed, it's now time to install the rear cowlings. So this bit goes under here. So they're all clipped in place, they just need to get screwed in and then it's good to go. So you can see that's the inner support kit under there, and you've got the access through the rubber. This is all just soft rubber, but it's not going to go anywhere as long as you don't pull it out. With these, just pull them apart So that way when you install them, you just have to insert this centre part in and it all will go flush down. So just gently push that through. I've had to move that support bracket this way so it's not interfering with the rear cowling, so that way it will get closed. Right, now I've reinstalled the rear cowlings. This is all good to go. I'm ready to put the seat on and then it's done. Right, that's it for this video of installing the inner support kit on that, as well as that first bracket of the 3-point mounting system. As you can see, it's pretty discreet. The only thing you would notice are these covers, but if you're going to have handles on here, or in my case, a backrest, and then the saddlebags, then you won't even notice that. And it's a nice matte black finish as well to this rubber, so it goes alright with the rest of the bike.